Yo, good evening, people. We got Monkey Man in the building. How's it going, man? How's your day been? Yeah. I really like this one. It was fun to make, but when you play it back, it's even nicer, right? It's even more fun. Alright, so took a while, but I think I got it right where I want this bad boy. And so this right here is like the final mix. So what we'll be doing is I'm gonna get these beats mixed down and everything, and then when I go to those same beats, and I'm gonna show y'all the mastering process. All right. So yeah, I can put beats together. I can mix the beats, right? Y'all see me do the walkthroughs on that. What I haven't done in quite some time is mastering the tracks. I haven't done it on street, right? So for those of you that are interested in that part of it, right? Of the behind the scenes as it applies to editing music, you'll definitely want to be there for that. So everything you're pretty much hearing that I put out is just it's all mixed, but it's no master, right? Well, some of them, the ones that I put on BeatStars have been, but at least as far as like the new stuff, like recent month or two, something like that. Yeah, you just been hearing the mixes. The stuff that I have in the folder, right? The stuff is just mixed only, right? But we'll do the master also, and then I'm gonna be able to upload the master along with the mixed version on BeatStars. So when you purchase the beat, be it non-exclusive, exclusive, you'll get the mixed version for sure, right? That's gonna be at the standard, you know, standard volume level. It's like somewhere between -3, -6. All right. And then you can rhyme, do whatever, sing, whatever's going on. And then you'll need to get it mastered, right? But what I don't want to do is send you either a mastered track or a mixed track that has a limiter on it. And then that'll kind of mess you up or make it harder for somebody who's going to do your mastering because the track is already mastered, and then trying to it just makes it more work, and it's kind of backwards. So uh right now I was kind of working on something, and I felt like if I kept working on it, we miss a good time. So here we are. It's something I'm working on more on the R&B side. Right now, I'm just kind of building. This isn't set in stone. Um, we're we're getting there, right? So, I found this loop in machine, right? There's two parts to it, so this is a little different from this, um, and everything else pretty much building onto it. So, got the kick, the snare, the close hat right now. Added the bass. I might not stick with this particular bass, but just getting the ideas down, and I can always shuffle through stuff, right? Um, and then right now, trying to get this piano part down. I pretty much know like what I want to do in the chords, right? So right, right here is gonna be a little different. Right, so that's pretty. Sorry. Then right here is a little tricky, right? So that's the part that I got to get down. This piano, not what I'm gonna stick with. I'll switch it out, but it was the quickest loading one that I have that sounds good or decent, so I took it. So the loop is in D major, right? So we have our seven. Every other note, right? And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Sorry, those are our chords. So start with, of course, D major. Now here would be this diminish, right? But what we ended up doing is turning this into a minor. So okay, so that follows with the loop. So again, this is what's in the scale, right? But this is what's in, yeah. So like I said, whenever you're playing with chords, once you know what's supposed to be there and where your numbers are, you could try playing around with different chord qualities, like changing this from that diminished to a minor. Right, so that sounds really good. Um, and then we come here, and normally you would get this. Or sorry. All right. Well, sorry. Sorry. So you would get this, which is gonna be your F sharp minor. That's basically all I'm playing. That's the only one that's not in the scale of D major, but it's in the key of, right? And then we just added, by skipping and adding another note, a seventh. Right? On that second time around, instead of this, we're going to take this note and move it here. So here's your minor. Here's your 1 flat 3 5, but picking up the 4. So getting that sus sound, right? Then the major 3. Back. So that's pretty much it. So first time around, when we play the F sharp, we're gonna use the minor 7, and then the second time around, go into a sus, the major, because that's the flat 3. So that would be the minor 3rd, and this would be the major 3rd. And then this note, right? And then it goes back. Right? So that's pretty much it. Not too much on the progression, pretty light. And then for the bass, that's how the bass is playing, right? Right, so we got a nice little flow going here. Now the piano, because I know the chords, okay, so that's pretty much, or you know what? That's kind of weird like that, but figure that part out. We're gonna get that added in, and I think we'll be maybe about 80% the way there, right? Dang. All kinds of butchering. That was not the D major 7. I went straight over to C minor. Ah. I like that sound, that sus sound. All right, so, and I think, I think in the chorus, I'll make it a little more busy. I think we can do that. Could do that instead of. Let's see. No, because the way the bass goes, no. Crossover. Got you. Okay, so try and get this in. If I could do this right. That's the part right now, is just figuring out how I want to do it. I could do that. There we go. I could do. I just hate that they're so close together right here. But I could do. What was I thinking? I do it like that. So. No, I didn't. Might take a few tries to get right, but I'm down for it. Darn it. Try it again. Try it again. It was so perfect before I started recording. All right. Let's try this. And then the wrong note. Oh, we got trouble. I already know it. Right when I got to that last chord, I felt it. You probably didn't hear it, but I felt it. That was definitely a big oops. All right, so um, let's see if we can't get this. Let's see. That too. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. See this right here. I don't know why that should have been together. I mean, it came in pretty weak, but should have came in together. Always forget to change the now that I think about it, the latency like higher when I'm mixing, so we don't get the clicks and pops, but lower when I'm actually just putting beats together. I'm with it. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now what we can do here. And the crazy thing is, there's something I'm doing wrong. I have to troubleshoot it. But I actually have a stain pedal. I finally picked one up. But there's something, it's either the polarity or something, and it's constantly on. And so I did some things, right, from the FAQ from Native Instruments for complete control. So I got it all plugged in right, went in, adjusted the settings, make sure that was right. But for some reason, it's like backwards, and I can like uh, reverse the polarity and all that. Like I can flip it, but it's still just yeah. So for right now, and it's compatible with it is the thing. So I don't know exactly what happened or what else I could do or try. I want to get it in. So that way when I'm playing, right, I can play a note, hold down on the pedal, and it'll at least give me some leeway, right, when I'm moving from like chord to chord, and it'll hold these notes as I'm playing. So I don't have to like as I'm playing this and I let go. See how it stops, right? And then that pops up here, and I don't get the hold that I'm looking for. So the reason why you see me stretching them like this is so you can try and get to being close to close to sustain pedal as possible. Yeah, it's perfect, but it'd be the closest thing we can get right now. I'm with it. And then for the verse, just without the extra stuff, right? Right? And we can at least get that. So I got two ways I could do this. I could either replay it or cheat. Copy this. Take out. Oops. Guess I could have copied the. It's okay. And then this will remain the same here. All right, and then just a little bit of a strum, right? Because we don't play. That. You know what? What I'll do. Too many notes. Here we go. All right. So put it all together. What do we have? Oh, I see. I like it, but I might be able to substitute this with something else, and maybe this can come in. Or could let that one. What would be this one, right? Probably needs to hold longer. It kind of works. We can maybe curve it so it's not so obvious. That could end up being something as well. Let's see. It's a little too. So something like so. Got you, got you. Sorry. Got you.
That'll work. That'll work. We could actually replace. We could actually replace. Um, we probably don't need to have that or whatever, right? But we'll have some options. But I actually like that. I'll have to see how I feel about it because I actually like this sound too. We have that, which has more of a, but probably this other one. A little bit better, like starting point. Actually, and it'll sit better with the bass as well. But I do hear some like noise in here. Yep, and there's actually a noise. That's crazy. Sorry. I like it. Going to do that all the way back. Sorry. Sorry. That's actually nice. And it has like a different groove, right? So it's not just kind of playing together, but you have the bass hit and then the chords come in shortly after it, right? So oh these are super loud up there.
once again. We're gonna get this right. It was actually my pinky was actually good. What? Extend the pinky. Extend the pinky. It's got to be this one. With my index finger. My index finger for the fail. Jeez. I guess that makes sense. Because right here just feels really comfortable. So when I go to push it, if I don't put some force to it. Right here. That's what we needed. Okay, so back to this thing again. Those could stay, that's fine. This could also stay as well. It's probably fine. Here we go. Like that. Okay, we needed this good. Maybe I could just leave this for the chorus only. So I might end up switching this sound, but for right now, sounds kind of cool. I could tweak it a little bit too. That might be what it needs. My thing is, this would end up being. I don't think so. What would that be? Oh man, I gotta think about it again. But yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we'll still be here. It's just a different. Okay, I got it. Cause here we're doing a minor, but here we could do a dominant, but it would still come back. Still come back to the 3, right? We'll go from here to a. What is our 2? It was easy enough. That sounds interesting, but I don't know about that. Let's put this here. It's been a while since I've been in here. Let's this might not be exactly what I'm looking for. Tell you what. It's kind of a nice sound. We could do that. That's a weird, like, kind of noise, like a twang at the end of it. I don't want like a long, just something short. I don't know if that'll work though. kind of like how that sounds, but I don't know. I don't know what I would do with that. But I like it. It's got like a nice texture to it. It's got nice characteristics. I don't know if that would be what I would use for this though. Not that one. Sorry, you got a bell. That's got a... Could we try like... This would actually be what? 5. I would do 3. It's the 10. Kind of weird sounding, ain't it? Oh, that's why it sounds weird. That's why it sounds weird. Wonder if this also. Is that what it would sound like? I don't know if it spreads that far like that. But it sounds really nice. One, 5, and you have the 3, 7. And this is also the 5, so what if we take the 9? That would take some time to get that right, because the way it's played on guitar, there's a lot of it's different. But I like the sound of it. I like the idea of it. Um, see if we can. Oh, no, I wonder if you can. Is there? I think there's a way. Does replace? We don't want to replace. What I'm looking for is. There's no way to search. Is what I was trying to find. So open. Okay. Um. I guess there's not that many, right? It is strum, so I don't know what I expected when I did that. It seems a little too busy. Let's try if we just do open. guess you can pick the timing too. That kind of helps. Oh, I didn't even think. Doesn't matter as long as it's. That's crazy right there. Is that what the world needed? Okay, let's see. So it's trying to play in minor is what it is, which is why that sounds good, but this one doesn't. Voicing one is what? So it's playing the root, minor third, followed by the fifth, and the minor 10th, the 11th. Why does that have to be such a complicated? Alright, so play the root, third, fifth. This is the minor 10th. It's gonna be this. Oh, it says the minor third. Yeah, so basically it's playing in minor. But I'm trying to see how this is. I guess if you were playing this, it would be this again. So we want the root, the major third, the fifth, and then we want the major 10th. Which wouldn't that be the fifth again? 1, 3, 5. So DFA. You're gonna play the 10th, which once you come back, 8, 9, 10. Then once 11 and 12, it says 12 plus 5, but your 12 is literally 5. That's what I need on this chord. And the reason why I'm trying to figure out what it wants is because I'm gonna go here, and then that way, sorry, I said I gotta hold down the button. I'm out of fingers, man. Hold on, let's see what we can. Does it reach over far enough? I should have moved it to another. I can't reach over there. Let's see. Could I do this? Okay, and then that leaves me here, here, and I can hold this down. Okay, let's try this. Okay, that's some work. However, if we do this right, I think we're gonna have to flip them, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna have to hold this down, play one, major three, five, go back, play the 10, and the 11, and the 12. Maybe that works. So let's board. It feels so awkward, but I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Whoops, too far. Of course. All right. This is too far right here. Should this one on two. It's here. Get rid of this. We're left with is the guitar. Then we still want this to play, so we're gonna extend this over. This, however, we need to change. State. All right, so this is gonna come down to it's gonna make 11. It's gonna make 12. Kind of close. And that's what it said. So we're going by that. But let's see. I want something that's got a little bit more. That sounds dope, but maybe not for. Somehow that got on this side. That's interesting. nothing set on this again. They did me. I didn't realize it had reset it. I was trying to sort everything. That always works. Can't go wrong with the tried and true, right? Uh so if we change that, sounds like complete garbage. But the voicings change, so that sounds okay, but it's not quite. It's just I like this a little bit better than this, but it's not bad. It just doesn't work for this, and this will probably take forever. Trying to scroll through and find like the perfect rhythm because there's so many of them. That's always nice, right? I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of fun. I don't like the way that. Is there any way you could like? There isn't. I said, I wish there was a way you could like favorite this. Fortunately, you cannot do it. That's kind of dope right there. I was asking how it's showing you how similar. I thought it was gonna like actually go search for something. Kind of looks like it did, but maybe not. I think it did. And of course, it left this. So it did. I just lost my. This. So it puts this one up first. Come on, give me something other than tapping. Oh, why is it? Wait, what happened? Nope. It says rhythm search. Oh, you can kind of like put it in and it'll. I see. So how did I mess that up? Hold on, let's close this. Yeah, no, we're probably gonna have a problem with that, but that's okay. Oh, because of this, so it's kind of stuck. Can't do there's no way to change how that plays. So this has different voicing options, but this one doesn't. You're just kind of stuck with it. Uh, oh, volume. There's no voicing. This is the rhythm. It's just shifting the pattern. So there's no way to like change. There's no way to change the key. Unless go back and do that from here. So I wonder. D3. That should be about midway. See if we can do D4 as high as it goes. Okay, so let's see if I select this. Does it play it in major? That's what I want to know. So it does. It does. So then if I were to take this, go back to the same one, and put this into minor, and then okay it, do they play differently? That's the question. So from here to here. Nope. So I wonder. Come on, man. This is too difficult. Here. So I play back. And latch. Yeah, doesn't allow us to. There's no way to change the key for this, and I was really hoping. It does. I think, okay. So, this is gonna be different. Let's change this. Flat, and I believe yes. We're taking this one, and then get rid of these. It's probably those notes, extra notes that I was holding. So the reason why it doesn't have it is because it's as played. Still doesn't sound. It still doesn't sound. Wait a minute. So why is it? Okay, so I'm watching. Why is it doing that? It's just this. So, okay, let's try this. Take all these off and see. Even though I put now this is cool because like it's playing the ninth, right? So in this, it's playing this. Or sorry. It didn't matter. So how do I get it to? It's not gonna be it. That's not gonna be it. I really like this, but this is a bit. But if I tried. Except for I know this will be. Sorry. Three's over here. So it'd be like this. Fifth. Or maybe I'm going too far over. So 1, 5, then the 3. Could we add the 7th? then it's gonna come down to here. And the 3 is here. 5 is here, the 7th. What did I do? Because it still plays to 3. And then this is a pain. Okay. See, okay, I think we got it. Okay, and then there we go. Got it, and then okay, come back. So if I mess up one, that's okay, right? So let's try that and then see, because it looks like I do have another octave. So oh, hold on, what did I do here? So it would be that might be too high up, but we could try it. Just put it down, see what happens. Okay. I'll put it on the lower one, then I'll shift it up because Wish I did a better job. Alright, let's keep them a little bit. We definitely want this one to be a little bit louder. Not too loud, but I can work with that. So I can either leave it like this, or I could change it where where it occurs twice each time. Each chord plays twice. Or I could just leave it like this, where it's just more chill, and the chords are just subtle because it rings out, right? I think I'll do it like that, just so it's not so busy in the verse, but maybe over here. Oh my. I think it would need a whole different pattern. My eyes burning. That's not a bad little tempo though. So Let's see if we do. Let's see if we. The gold to burn. All right, so. Darn it. I'm dying. I think that works. These are just a little. Let's see. So the kick is right there. So do we want the snare there? Is the. That could possibly work. Or we could just leave the one. Whichever way, right? But I want something a little bit different right there. This eye burning thing needs to quit. I don't want to play anymore. I quit. I don't think that'll work. I like that sound. We could rock that. Right. So I think just little like sounds, percussive sounds, like background stuff, and this is pretty much it. There's a guitar here. We have some kind of synth piano thing here, or a piano synth combo, right? We got the bass, and then of course you have these bells that are playing. Yo, Leonor in the building. Appreciate you stopping by, man. How you doing this evening? See, what I want to do is this. That's what I want to do. Question. Is it the right thing to do? Because that's kind of what I hear. Comes into this, right? And then the one in the hold is cool. But when the bass comes in, that's what I hear. And I want that. So do you just... So let's try this. Hold on. I got a plan. I think this might... Right? And then go back. Yeah? Does that work? Probably don't need that there. I like. That's a possibility. Definitely want this here. I don't know. I think we'll leave this in here for right now. Kind of nice sound to it, but I don't know if I would. Let's see. That's kind of hard. But I like how that sounds, and the reason why I have the end of the drum pattern going that way is because I do want to add this in here, right? We'll just have to figure out what we're gonna do here, like how we're gonna do it. I think that's pretty much it, man. It's just filling in the drum side of things. I don't think I would necessarily add anything more to the melody, at least not at this time, right? So we could have the crash cymbal in, right? That starts to add some stuff to it as well. Just to kind of fill it in, right? So start back. And then of course it stretches all the way over. So over the chorus, we have that in twice. But the way I have the piano going too, we could right? So something like that, right? Just to kind of change it up from the usual. Instead of it always being on like the one. Yeah, that right there, that would be dope. So before we get too far gone in here, I got these stretched. Guess I could have just opened and boom, whole thing gone. All right, so all we have is snare. No kick, no snare. And I could build more onto the hats with the open hats and stuff. Y'all know how I like to do. Oh, no, I didn't just do that. There we go. All right, and then that way, you know what? This time, what I'm gonna do, let's leave that I'm actually gonna put the open hats when I do them. I'm gonna put them on a separate track. I got an idea this time around. So usually when I get into like verse two or whatever verse, right, and I like pull the snares, I would like for the closed hat to play, but there'd be no open hat for like maybe that like first half of it maybe, and you're just hearing the tapping, and then that second half it shifts, some more stuff could like come in. So instead of just having the open and the close play for that half of the first verse and then the snares come back in with the rest of the drums and all that, have it go in, take half of that half, right? Take half of that half and just have like the closed hats playing, the drums, no snare, right? And then we're not drum, but the kick, right? Kick drum. And then that second half of the half, then we could implement the the open hats and like symbols if I use them right. We could put that in along with maybe some other stuff and picking some percussive elements and things like that as well. So something like that could kind of come in, something to be a little bit different from how I usually do things, but still keep it kind of like my signature, right? So I guess I could say that too, right? When you're making music, you want to try and do you. What I mean by that is you have things that you like. There's maybe patterns or ways you like to kind of do things or transition, right? And you want to keep that a constant. Every beat you make, someone's not gonna like, right? Um, if somebody does get it, great. Then they have something that's like a signature. And every time someone gets a beat that's from you, it'll be a different beat, but it'll still kind of have the things that you like in it, right? It's just like any other big producer, right? Just look at hip hop like Pharrell or like Timbaland or something. Yeah, you might get something that's a little different, or it might be in a different, like a different genre or whatever, right? But there's certain things that just let you know when you're hearing it, like tempo wise and stuff like that. It lets you know, like, hey, okay, here's the upbeat. Here's those like crazy drums. Like, where did he get those drums from? And as you're thinking about who could have made it, the first thing that you're thinking of, right? You start hearing the Sonics and all that. You go, oh, that sounds like a Pharrell beat, and then turns out it's Pharrell, right? So, when I'm making music, I try like things that I like. That I feel like that just resonate with me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I make sure as I'm making these tracks that they're kind of similar, right? We don't have to do exactly the same. Oh, right here I did, you know, this reverse thing, so I got to do that. No, but you can kind of have a signature. Hey, as we're progressing through here, here's where I would normally do a transition. Let's try and create something different from the last time, right? And then it just starts getting crazy. And then when people listen to your music, they're expecting it. And then you give them something that's a little different. They go, that's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. That boy code, whatever, right? So, yeah. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna add this again, just to set those off in kind of like a different space. I guess we could do it there. That's not a bad idea. So maybe we could leave the busiest part of the song to kind of have that. Ah. Well, I'll do that later because I want to experiment with some stuff, and I feel like I'm gonna struggle. So y'all can't watch that. The normal struggled school, the struggle. I don't know. I don't know about that. We can make our own little chimes, huh? That let's say we do this, right? I could I could not this. What are we looking for? We do like it. Uh, let's say I did that. Let's take the thing about this is it would start like here. We would start here. I don't know if this is gonna be the right. I'm gonna have to do faster. Let's push it to half. See if we follow. Oops. Nope. Okay. That might be too. I think we're gonna need to do it closer. This is me. Let's go up. Where's that's gonna cross? That works. It's a little slow, a little, but at the same time, if anything, it's easy to adjust. I don't think that's bad sounding at all. See, we can make our own little things here. Okay, so before I do that, let's get our volume. Let's take this. Let's drive that in there. Output volume. Put it back to where we had it. And now we could play with it. Oh, funny, but it's okay. So I can keep a little bit, but I don't wanna. Might be a little too much. Just a bit. Okay. The echo. Like that. I think that's kind of cool right there. See? When I go to like EQ it, make it sound all clean and nice, that's what we'll have right there. Which is actually put this before that. Now we'll have a nice clean little custom made chime type of thing, or an ascending bell, or a sweeping, however you want to call that, right? See how nice that sounds? Okay, so for this, or whoops. Where would I use this though? I might throw this out. This one for sure. Just put it right here. Right? So that one's good. Well, this is gonna be down here with the, we'll leave that right there. That could be right here for right now. As far as like other little sounds that I could use, I'd have to go digging. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh. It's got a pretty long tail. We might take that. That's gotta go perfect. Make it 8. And these can be on 7. So I don't have to think about it. I think that's as far as I'm gonna get. Don't get me wrong, it sounds good as it is, but like I said, I got a couple more things to add in there to still play around with, And then we're still not sure if I actually want to leave this as our choice. Whoops. Do we have it lower? That's probably what it was. We were probably up here. Could do. I guess you would do. That makes sense. Nope. What am I looking for? Darn it. It would be here, right? That's some interesting stuff. That's all I got to say. So yeah, that pretty much concludes that. So we did that in our D major, right? So our D major 7. In the D major scale, the 7 is going to be diminished. You would get that. But in the key of D, we have options to make it a minor. Then go to our F sharp. That's basically going to be our minor. That's in the scale, the D major scale, right? So this in scale, not, but it works, right? And then the second time around, kind of similar, but when we get here, we go with the sus. So instead of playing it like this using the minor third and making that a F sharp minor 7, what we did was we switched it from the minor third over to the fourth. That's your minor third, that's your major third, right? And that's your 4. Into the major third, back to the 4, then the 5. Right? So right here, not in the scale either, right? It's sorry. So we just use this in passing. Right? It sounds really good. So So our base is pretty much right, which is pretty dope. And then we just and our bass is doing the walk thing, right? On the piano, we won't follow it, but here, I guess we could. I guess we could. I probably would have butchered that about a million times. But I was thinking about another idea. Right? Something like uh and then this, right? To make that dominant. So you had to go back. Oops. This time, do it that time. Then we use that chord, and then there it goes. Sorry. There it goes. And then we do our C like this, because otherwise I had to jump down here. But if we, or sorry, so from here, it's just an easy shift of the three notes, right? They all go, well, with the exception of the last two, they go a whole step, right? Oops, what did I hit? Right? And then after that, right, so right, so we're basically D, but we're playing the rest here. Ah, come on. I'll work on that. Maybe that can be something we do for tomorrow. There we go. Or we could do it like this. Right? And then back to the original. I think that would be dope. What is this? It's a bot. Wait. Certain order. First, delete, then burn. You out of there. All right, so then it goes. Or I could do like a. Sorry, wrong thing. And then back to C. And that way it takes me from being in this one key, right? Which this is. Sorry. So we're in G minor, G minor 7. Then we get that the F dominant 7. Then we get our E flat major 7, D minor 7. We got C minor 7. Back to that. Sorry. I was thinking while I was trying to do that. And then when we're ready to transition, make the D minor a D dominant 7, right? And then into A flat major, right? Again, there's that G7 dominant, right? Right? There's that dominant. Then we go to our F minor 7. We don't play the dominant, but we go to the minor. Back to the dominant, and then play the C, and then another dominant. Cause that wants to take you home, right? So if I was playing right? So by creating that dominant, it wants to go back to the G minor. So even though we switched and we came here and did a whole thing, and that's not even G natural minor anymore, right? Or sorry, then we had to find a way to get back. Otherwise, that doesn't even sound right. It just sounds like you're gonna continue, but there's no feeling of resolving. He said we're here, let's get it. Appreciate you stopping by, Jinx. I don't know why, but Restream again has gone bad on me. So it's frozen. Uh Appreciate you stopping by, man. Let me add you up here. Rest of the crew. I just want y'all to know if I'm not doing anything that's too intense like gaming, or like playing online, I will definitely pull you guys up because my internet's it's good, but it's not great, right? Especially if we're talking about like upload speed. It's decent, but it's not low. I got double digits. I got double digits, but a lot of people now got triple digits. So, I can't say anything. But I got you guys up here. I just pulled you up, Jinx, if you're still paying attention. And I got you guys up here. Bam, bam. Got Crippy, been watching him. And got Lame Daddy's usually here, tuning in. He'll chime in every now and then to let me know he's still there. Same thing, Jinx will usually do that too. But they be busy, so let them know I'm in the building. We are there. We are. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it right there. I want to do something with that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Right. So I think that would be kind of dope. And then the way I want to do the drums is just kind of like, you know, right. We'll figure that part out as we go, and we'll build onto it. But I keep hearing the kick. Like every time I hit the chord, we just get a kick, right? Or when we do the bass, right? So it's just like, hold on, let me try to multitask here. Right? And just look, All right, just so I don't end up being here till like midnight, let me get out of here. We did make something pretty nice though. Let's play it one more time through before I get out of here. Yeah, nice little R&B track, right? But it still got a tempo that's good enough or that's fast enough to where if somebody wanted to also rap over it, that could be done too, right? So it's one of those like hybrid things. And this was clutch, removing the bass again. I don't know. I might play around with like strings or like brass for here. Just to see if we can kind of get something a little bit more to kind of fill it in. But this is pretty empty, which is fine. I actually like this. But when we get here, there's not enough going on where it kind of separates itself, right? You just know this piano comes in, but it's not enough. It doesn't say like, hey, welcome to the chorus, right? At first you might have been fooled into thinking that, and then when it comes back around, you're just kind of like, something's missing. We could do better. So I'll fill in this little stuff, and then tomorrow we can work on that other idea that I have and see how far we can get with that. And then I wouldn't mind, depending on how quickly we can get that idea fully fleshed out, I would not mind, all right, mixing down this track. All right, so that gives us some things to do tomorrow, or maybe I can tomorrow, if I can, get on, quickly do that, get off, go take a break or something, come back later in the evening, and then do that as well. So depending on how things go, I don't know, but that's kind of the plan there. We'll see what happens. So you see me like early. You're like, this isn't his usual stream time. Just know I was able to do it. So save. So yeah, I am also planning, sorry, we're gonna have a delay. Go back and all of the beats so far that I have completed, I'm gonna go back and redo the mix on them. So I got a new mixing template. For those who might have been there, where we're doing mixing console emulation. And I'm not gonna lie, the sound, the overall like tone and stuff that I'm getting out of it is crazy. The level of like blending I'm able to get is crazy. And I think it has something to do with those cube shapes. Cause look, I just run the channel strip on them, and that particular channel strip, because I had the Century channel strip or whatever that I would use, and I felt like it didn't really do much. Now I didn't do it on every track. However, it didn't feel like, even when I put it on the mix bus, like it really did anything. And the EQ was kind of locked in certain places. Whereas with the SSL channel strip, and I'm sure some other ones will too, but it allows me to kind of, find my own little spots or places I might want to boost or cut. So, and it gives me four bands instead of three. So, um, I do what I can with what I got, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, as much as they say like that's one of the mixing consoles that was like heavily, praised, along with like the Neve, and I forget the other one. I've never used any of the analog equipment, so for me to get my hands on the digital version of them, it, it's definitely changing the way I think about quite a bit of things, right? I'm like, I don't need that stuff. I could do it with this. And then there was a sale, and especially with more recently getting in contact with an old friend and boss of mine when I used to work for Drastic Measures Entertainment, and he was showing me pictures. He's got two studios. There's one here now, and there's one in his hometown. And when he showed me, he's got all the hardware, and I'm like, so I felt like, you know what, just in case, right? I don't want to walk in there and be like, I don't know what any of this stuff does, but I know how to mix down something. So, UAD saved me. There was a sale, and I went, and at first I got the cheapest one I could get, and then the sale came back, and I actually had more money, right? So I went and got the best one I could get. This was a good minute ago, and I got everything, but I wasn't using it. I was still using the basic stuff that I had, and but I told myself I would try and look into it, and so I looked into it, and they're like, okay, this, but it's like, what's the best, like, what's the scenario for it, right? How would I go about using, this or that or that? So I started doing some research, just trying to figure out how others are kind of going about using these particular plugins, and then I started seeing some similarities, right? Some of the certain ones that people would use over others, and why. And so some of the stuff that I have is, right, like you would be like, why do you have this, but then you also have this, but then you also have, where is it, I'm on here, but then like you also have this, right? And then you also have like this, right? So you would look at these things and think, why do I need like 8 compressors? I just need one, right? One that works really good. And the truth is, they all do something that's a little different. And when it comes to certain situations, like if I was dealing with vocals, I would probably choose this, right? I would probably run this and probably run the LA2A with it, right? Knowing how it works. But if I was like in the mastering stage, right, I wouldn't reach for this. It's not saying that you couldn't do it. It's a compressor. It's going to work. However, there's some things here. There's some tonal things going on and whatnot, right? That just make it something that you will want to use over something else, right? If I need my track, which I have mixed, to actually sound really like balanced, like I mean all the instruments and everything, I want to like really glue it and mix it together. There's this, it's legendary, right? And you're thinking like, well, it's just a compressor, right? Blah 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 blah. And then you actually like use it, right? Get intimate with it. You use it for a while. You go, you know what? This is crazy. I haven't gotten a compressor to do something like that in a while, and it doesn't matter how I set it. I can't get it to do what this thing does so easily, right? So, yeah, I'm slowly getting around to, getting all into that. Um, I like, I like this, right? You have this is what I started with, and it's not bad. It's good. It works. But when you get this, you have options. So not only does it work, but you have options, right? I can't come in here and change anything. I can only drive in the signal. I got a couple switches like the IPS, which you have that stuff here, right? But I can't change the tape, right? New tape, old tape, right? So you get a different type of sound as you're going to distort it, or maybe more or less accurate in capturing like low end. So maybe you're using something that's not low end, that doesn't have a lot of low end in it. Well, do you do that? No. So you can set this a different way and see what you kind of get and then run with that. On top of that, we click this plate right here. There's an entire back end where you can even do crazier stuff and get distortion out of it, right? So really, really good on like bus tracks, right? You can use this on individual tracks as well, but it really shines, especially on drums. How you can get your drums to sound really clean. It still sounds, really tight. You know how you have it, just brings it out more, right? So they all kind of got their little things that they do. But when it gets time to like master, you literally have one, right? That was like mid for that, right? So this works a different way. It processes. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It's a tape machine, right? However, things that it's able to do and the tones and things like that that it produces, right? When you're mastering, things are a little more subtle when you're making your moves, EQs, and all that. So to have something that is like strictly for that, that's not gonna, be too harsh on your mix, right? And so it's a lot of different things that I have to go through and kind of learn. So I know what it does. However, you got all these different options and changing things here, and it's just like it's gonna take some time. But once I've dealt with them, then wherever I go, if they got something, right, I could be like, well, I don't own the hardware, right? However, where is it? This one that I heard a lot about, but I think it was in here. Yeah. So I hear a lot of good things about this bad boy, right? But I don't own it. So to have this, to be able to like play around with it, um, so we can go here. There are videos. Click, bam. So long as you have documentation,
Hi,
you have
I'm Ben from
videos,
Universal Audio,
and they would
and today I'm going to be
love to
showing you a few
tell
tricks for
you
using the Empirical Labs
about the
Distressor
plugin
plugin.
and all the parameters on it. Give you examples, A, B, so you can
Now, the
kind
Distressor
of
is
decide like, is that something? Is that a type of sound that you would like or want to use? Blah blah blah, um, and then you go from there, right? The world's most popular modern compressor, right? So even though I'm talking about the 1176 and even though I'm talking about the API 2500, right? This thing, which I haven't even like begun to really sit down and digest, might be the new thing that I use, right? Or depending on what genre I'm in, right? maybe I do it and I go, I don't like the sound that it's giving me. Okay, I have options. Well, boom, making a modern track anyway, right? Let's throw this on here and see what we can get. Bam, maybe I like that. I get A, B, M and see what I like, and then run with it. So yeah, I got a ton of stuff. You can see just right here, I got way too much going on. We're almost full and only pulled out a few of them. Uh, but also, like I said, with the doing the whole channel shift thing and everything. Hold on. So once I get to mastering, there are they here? Yeah. So I have like EQs, and I believe these are. I think some of them might be good for buses, but I know there's one, and again, me not being familiar with any hardware. Okay, this is already crazy for me. All right, so there's stuff used for mastering, right? And so they'll use a whole different type of EQ. We're just like same old EQ, throw it on there, do this, do that. They're like, nah, we got these different, hardwares and stuff like that for different reasons. And this might be more subtle, or this might not be as harsh, or, the slopes on these might be, whatever, or this might have the EQ along with the side chain or the mid side, and we can go and do this, that, and the other. And you're not getting that with parametric EQ2, right? Is there a way you can do it? Yes, right. And of course, you can like use Patcher and do some stuff. You can look it up on YouTube. However, this stuff just kind of does it and has like its own unique kind of sound. So when you're listening to music that you like that's coming out of the big labels and the big studios, right? And you like the way that sounds, there's there's plugins that you can get that model after it that'll give you that sound that you're looking for. And like I said, I see why. I see why it's still it's still sought after, right? And people want to get their hands on it and stuff like that. Even my desk, I got like a studio desk. So I got racks, like slots. So I could essentially at some point some hardware and just slot them into my desk, right? Which is it's definitely a plan. If I ever need like more, then I would definitely need a bigger desk. But I think at the moment, if I did get anything like that, it would just be for like a vocal chain. Is is any recording something like that, then boom, I'll have like the 1176 and Pultec EQ or whatever, right? And I just have that there, like boom, and the rest of the stuff I could do into there. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing. So when they record into, right, it has to go through the mic into the hardware, and then it gets printed like that in the recording stage. Then from there, you do your EQing and all that stuff, your mixing, right? But pre um recording, it's already gonna have a certain kind of sound and a feel to it based on how you set it up for the artist, or if it's just in general for people who are coming to record. And I think that that's dope, and that's another way to kind of level up as it pertains to recording. Everything else, I don't mind just doing that in the box. I really don't. This thing will open. So the track from a couple days ago, it is done, and it is titled. So this is the mix. All right, and like I said, I got a folder. Okay, all the ones I'm gonna redo them, and once they're done, I'm gonna put them in here mixed. Then what I'll do is we'll open new sessions in FL, and then I'm going to take you guys through the master process. It's been quite a long while, probably a couple years since I've like done mastering live stream. Because usually I'll try and make the beat, then I'll try and mix it, and I'll try and master like all in one sitting. And then I had to wake up tomorrow, bypass all the master stuff, listen to the mix, make sure the mix is right first, then re-enable all the stuff in the master, listen, does that even sound? And then it was too much. So I was like, you know what? Especially for selling music, most people like don't sell them a master beat. Sell them the beat mastered, they're just gonna have trouble when it actually comes time to master because the beat's already mastered. So it's kind of hard to like blend their vocal and everything in together. And then if you try and just master their vocal by itself and then try and like blend it with the beat, you still have problems, right? So you sell the mix, then let them do that and make it as loud as they want when they finish the track. And then when it's time to send it in for mastering, they can take off the limiter or whatever, and then let the mastering engineer handle it, right? So I've just been worried about the mix, going through that, but I can do mastering, right? I've had several people delete it, say, um, that have sent things and I hooked them up. They got their own producers, so they got their own beats.
They say it's over
But
now, I'm just getting started, they think that I'm finished. They say it's over now, my little bro Dennis, you know he a menace. They say it's over now, I get on the mic and I really start spitting.
right, and that might have been the one that they let's see. No, that was later. I think this is the one they sent.
Over now, I get on the mic and I really start spitting. They say it's over now. They say it's over now. They say it's over. Hopped on that beat just to give you.
Here, fix it up, whatever. Work on it, send it back.
This beat
You
gon'
gotta
no
like
AC.
it.
Demand respect, no
Right.
speaking. Watch how you talk to me. Watch how you talk to me. I'm coming correct when I come in respect. No, I like a full of rock, come for your neck.
So when it comes to that, I can do that stuff, man. It's not a thing. A lot of times I'm out here, I'm making beats or whatever, but I kind of failed to mention I could do that stuff. I can mix, I can master. If you got like tracks, you need somebody to get them ready so you can put them out on like Spotify or something like that. I do that stuff. And you could always hit me up and we can talk. Not very expensive at all, promise. Mostly because I'm building a portfolio. So hey, before it gets to that point where I'm just like, hey, check this out. You see all this? Before it gets to that point, get you some work done on the low. Oh, I didn't mean to close it out. Look at me. Look at me. That's how you know it's getting to me. There we go. So this is the beat. It's done. It's titled Sacrifice. All right. I even speeded it up a little bit. And again, the way the track is just like really glued and you can hear everything like really clearly and everything sounds like it's separated from one another. Again, I didn't do anything like major. All the individual tracks have the SSL 4000E channel strip on it, and then on the bus tracks, with the exception of a couple of melodic instruments, I actually added some extra stuff to it. Everything else is mostly just the channel strip, right? Mostly just the channel strip, and then using that the SSL, the G bus compressor, right? So it's like a mixed bus compressor. That's what they label it, because they use it on the mixed bus, but it is a bus compressor. But it helps if you have a lot of sounds that you want grouped together and you want to compress them, right? So you're like layering or something. this thing works wonders. It's crazy. So I've never been able to get my bass to sit this cleanly. Don't get me wrong, I could play something right now and you can hear the bass and all that, but the way this sits, and that's through the channel strip. I didn't, what did I do? I think I added tape saturation and the channel strip. Trying to think, that was it, 2 items. And the bass is sitting better than anything I've done in the last 3 months. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and be redoing those. With that being said, let me play this one. And I'm out of here. So appreciate everyone for stopping by. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'm telling you, I love music, man. I like music production. I don't really care for the gossip and all that. Get it out of here, right? But we're talking about making music. Yeah, I might be a motor mouth. So remember, stay patient, remain diligent, as always, be majestic. With that, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.